What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Touchdown Talk podcast, your number one podcast for all things sports. I am your host, Ryan, and with me I have my co-host, Anthony. How you doing today, Tony? What's crack-a-lackin'? What's good in the hood? What do you got for us?
What's good? What's good? I'm doing good, man. Enjoying the summer. Spending a lot of time outside. Not watching sports because there's nothing really of my interest going on. But I am getting ready for the football season. Every day we are moving ever so closer to the start. And we got fantasy coming up soon. We got training camp in a week or two, less than 2 weeks, I believe, for most teams, and preseason in less than a month. So yeah, I'm excited.
Starting to get to the point where it's mid-July. All the news outlets are really scraping for information. It's like I don't know. It's like who's Bronny dating? I don't like that's the news these days is like stupid crap like that. So nothing we care about, but we're coming back around to that time where football is coming back. We're gonna start feeling the fall vibes pretty soon. I know it feels like we barely even started summer, but
Oh, nice Logitech thing.
all right, guys. Sorry, we had a little bit of technical difficulties. Tony got interrupted by his boss. His boss came in and was like, "What are you doing? Recording a podcast during work hours? This is not allowed. You can't do that." He yelled at him and everything. So, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. Tony,
I
bad.
got written up for you guys.
I think he's gonna get fired. But this is more
Sacrifices,
important
man.
than your job.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And my boss
You
ain't
know it.
stopping nothing. We're gonna keep going. So let's fucking go.
So, I really forget what we were talking about before. But basically, cut to the chase. Today, we are going to be going over some fantasy football uh, studs and duds. Why don't we call it that? Studs and duds.
I like
I
it.
don't. I that might be something people have said before, but I don't know. So I have some guys that I think are some studs in fantasy or going to be studs in fantasy this year. Maybe they're sleepers, maybe they're obvious. I tried not to pick obvious guys. And then I have a couple guys that probably you should stay away from, in my opinion. And historically, a lot of the guys I have on this list are guys that have burned me before. So I'll just say that. Tony has some too. We're going to go over our fantasy studs and duds. So we're going to start off with the wide receiver position. Tony, why don't you lay it on me? Who is your number one stud at the wide receiver position? Let me hear it.
All right. The number one stud I have for the wide receiver position for this upcoming season is I'm gonna go with a kind of an easy one, but I don't see him having a bad year again. Um so my stud for the wide receiver is gonna be Jamar Chase. Now,
Bro.
what did you have him too?
No, well, I'm gonna let you go, but I tried to pick guys that weren't like obvious, you know. Jamar Chase
Okay.
is obvious. I mean, obviously a stud, right?
Okay, now I got you.
But go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, I'll get another guy. Just hold on. But yeah, but Jamar Chase, real quick. He's like you said, he's kind of an obvious one. But I think he's gonna end up finishing as the best wide receiver again.
You think
I
he
believe
triple
last
crowns back to
year,
back?
yes, because last year he was number one, correct?
Yes, sir. Triple crown winner, and definitely fantasy wise, 100%. He was number one.
Yeah. So I don't see him his value declining. Really, the only thing that gets in his way is if he gets injured. Um, but then again, you're taking that risk for every player. So, my thing with him is that Burrow is healthier than ever. Even last year, coming into the year, Burrow was a little knocked up, and then the year before that, he had a terrible year, which of course was the 1 year I had him on my team, and that was mainly due to Burrow's injury and then his injury as well, and it was kind of back and forth and all that. But even that year, he still had a game where he caught like for almost 300 fucking yards, but he was just inconsistent. Last year, we
Mm.
saw a lot more consistency from him. And I just think this year, more likely than not, he's going to be generally more consistent again. Because I don't see anyone on the Bengals. I mean, you have T. Higgins still, but we talked about this a little bit. Joe Burrow is going to have to throw for like 500 fucking yards almost every week.
Yeah,
And that's what's going to happen. So I just don't see his production value going down at all out of all the other top wide receivers out there right now.
yeah, I would agree. I mean, the main threat I'd say would be T. Higgins playing a full healthy season because they did both get paid. But last year, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but last year T. Higgins was hurt for a little bit, right? Um, and I guess that opened the door for Jamar. Jamar's always going to eat, though. There's nothing to suggest that he's has any liability of getting hurt this year. I mean, no real injury history, fully healthy last season. So yeah, that's the other big thing that could derail him. But yeah, I 100% agree with that pick. Um, I for all of these, I stayed away from like the top guys. I might have something to say about the top guys, but like that's not who I'm going to highlight. And yeah, Jamar Chase is such an obvious like number one pick in fantasy drafts. But I will say also guys who tend to be the consensus number one. I feel like sometimes underperform. I mean, last year it was like Tyreek Hill was a guy who everyone was picking number one or two. It was like Tyreek Hill or CeeDee Lamb was last year that they were the top two wide receivers. And CeeDee Lamb is still top tier. Um, but Tyreek Hill definitely took a dive off of a cliff last year. So, just because he had an insane season last year, Jamar Chase, I mean, I doubt he's going to have 0 yards. He won't. He's going to do something, but it's a lot to live up to after a Triple Crown season. I did. I mean, I guess these guys that I'm going to say are also obvious guys, but I think these guys both have the potential to be like the number one wide receiver in the league.
So you're going
And
with
that's
two?
so I have a duo. I'm going to say a duo for my stud, my first stud at
Too
least.
close to call?
Um, Only because it's my LSU boys, Malik Neighbors and Brian Thomas Jr. Both going into their second year.
Dude, what a good fucking pick,
I mean,
BTJ.
yeah, and honestly,
I completely forgot about him.
yeah, I couldn't pick between them. But Neighbors in particular, I know I'm biased Giants fan, but we didn't really add any wide receivers to compete with him for targets. He had everyone's talking about Brock Bowers breaking the rookie record, but Brock Bowers and Malik Neighbors both broke it. They did both break it, but Brock Bowers still had more. They just both had insane receptions in the same season. So Neighbors is heavy, heavy, heavy in this offense. And there's really no competition that the Giants have added. The Giants will continue to be behind in games because they're still probably going to suck. So they're going to have to pass the ball a lot. And you can say the same thing for Brian Thomas. Neither they did. Who did the Jags add? I don't think they added anybody to really compete. In fact, they got rid of Christian Kirk and they got rid of Gabe Davis. So there's zero competition for Brian Thomas. Once again, they're going to be trailing a lot, passing a lot. So both of these guys could have huge seasons. I mean, they're probably both top 10 fantasy wide receivers, but I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them jumps up to like top 3 fantasy wide receivers. So that's the kind of jump that I'm talking about. That's my stud. Any thoughts, feedback on that?
I love the Brian Thomas Jr. pick. I can't believe I didn't even come to my mind, and I had him on my team last year as well.
Mhm.
Um, but he was just special and just
He
outshined
led
by
all
so many
rookies.
other great rookies last year, and for some reason, he was outshined by a lot of them. I feel like in terms
Mhm.
of hype, but I absolutely think that he has the potential to be a top 5 wide receiver in the league just based off how I saw him play last year, and as well as Malik too. Malik, I have a little, uh, not a lot, but a little bit more of a concern for Malik, only because of the QB situation.
Mm. Yeah.
I know Trevor Lawrence really isn't too hot on the Jags for BTJ either, but the Giants
And he
just
was
seem in a
also
worse
hurt.
position. Trevor Lawrence
T Law was
last year
also hurt last year and had Mac Jones throwing him the
and
ball.
Mac Jones, yeah,
And
which
is Mac Jones still there?
he had a couple. Yes, he's still
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's still
And
backup.
well, Mac Jones threw enough touchdowns to Brian Thomas Jr. to get on the list.
Yeah, that's
He had
right. Yeah,
Mac Jones has thrown more touchdowns to Brian Thomas Jr. than any other Jaguar. That's for damn sure.
yeah.
So yeah, they have some chemistry, definitely.
hmm And with BTJ on my team last year, there were weeks where there were like a tiny like what do you call it? Cold streaks from
Mm-hmm.
him. But
Yeah.
that was like based on everything we just talked about pretty much. But if that can stay, if T Law can stay pretty healthy for the full year next year, I think BTJ and as well as maybe even Travis Hunter, but he has a lot more to prove in
Oh
my eyes.
yeah. Actually forgot that, bro. I
He
totally
might
forgot
take
about
away.
Hunter though.
I feel like he won't end up taking away from BTJ's
Yeah,
projections. So
not a
I just
whole
have a
lot
feeling. I
because
don't think so.
I feel like yeah. I mean, playing both ways, like we've talked about this before. He's not going to play a full workload on either. Probably on well, I don't know. Probably not on offense. I feel like he's going to play more corner. It remains
I
to be
hope
seen.
I hope for their sake. I hope so, but I don't really know. I don't know what their plan for him is right now.
Yeah, I mean either way, I feel like with him being a dual both sides of the ball guy, there's no way that he's going to eat into BTJ's numbers that much, you know. So,
Yeah.
but so we feel good about those guys. Let's go into our duds. Who you got for a dud at wide receiver?
Okay. Kind of an obvious one. Um,
You're gonna say fucking. He's gonna be
I
like Jalen Polk.
no. I was gonna say I feel like it's obvious. I'm gonna say Tyreek Hill.
Mm, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Um, just because of the it might seem obvious because of the disastrous fucking season he had last year. Um, but some people's lists I'm seeing still have him relatively high, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think that Tyreek Hill is a top 3, top 4 round pick this year.
Wow.
I don't draft him unless he's under below after round 4. That's when if he's on the board maybe, but before
Wow.
then,
Damn, dog. The Tyreek Hill hate is crazy. I mean, I kind of agree he's gonna continue probably regressing. I think he's because he doesn't want to even be in Miami anyway. He might get
he doesn't want to
traded
be in
mid-season.
Miami. Yeah. Uh the Miami Dolphins regression in general and their lack of a plan and poor drafting this past season lead me to
Mm,
believe that they don't really have a plan for this season either.
mm,
And I think
wow.
that just equals bad for Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
And Jalen Waddle is also healthy again. And I don't think that helps his case
Mm.
at all. I think
And what?
Jalen Waddle is on the up, I believe,
So you
which
have Waddle
hurts him.
above Hill. Is that correct? If you were to make a
Yeah,
rankings in imaginary ranking world, You would you take Waddle before you take Tyreek Hill?
You know what? For the sake of it, I'm just gonna say fuck it, and I'm gonna say yes, I would. I'll take Waddle over Hill for this season right now. I feel like that's a
Right?
relatively good risk to take right now for
I'm
those
not
guys.
not really that opposed to that. I mean, I think yeah, I think Waddle as long as he's healthy too, because he had some injuries last year as well. I think he could definitely probably usurp the title of wide receiver one in that wide receiver room, 100%. And Tyreek's value is just going down and down for Miami. Like they're not going to want to
Yeah,
play him. They're not going to want him to get hurt before they get rid of him because they're probably going to want
yeah.
to get rid of his contract because he's getting paid a shit ton of money. Um, so yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with that. I think Tyreek is probably on the downward trajectory. A couple that I have, I'm going to go through these a little bit quick. Rasheed Rice is like
Is he even
I
playing?
so it came
Oh,
out. What did it come out today or yesterday? He's
I
getting
didn't see anything
arrested.
yet.
He's going to jail.
Oh yes,
So he
right. That I
has
did see that. Yeah.
30 days of jail time. I'm remembering just from what I read. He's got 30 days of jail time. Are you looking it up?
No, I'm not, but I can if you
Oh,
want.
can you look it up?
Uh,
But
yeah, yeah.
from what I recall, 30 days of jail time to be served over a 5 year period. It was like weird. I was like, can you do that? Is that what it
Um.
is? And it's 5 years of probation. So he's on probation for 5 years,
Oh my fucking
but
god.
30 days of
Yeah.
that is like actual jail time.
Yeah. So it says he was sentenced to 30 days in jail.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this, folks. I didn't even think that was possible. I didn't think you could get sentenced for only 30 days in jail. But you know what? Kudos to him. He gets some good fucking lawyers. I'll say that.
Did he?
Um.
Did he? Did anyone? But this is different from like Henry Ruggs. Like no one died in his high speed accident, right?
Thank
Right?
fucking god, because it said that he essentially, based on what I'm reading, caused the same thing that Henry Ruggs
Mm,
caused. He was going fast and it caused a chain reaction crash involving multiple vehicles. And this
yeah.
happened in Dallas. And
Gotcha. But no one was killed, and or was anyone hurt?
nope. It says, oh, two
This
third
turned
degree
into the
felony
crime podcast.
charges, collisions involving serious bodily injury,
Oh,
and racing on the highway causing
oh,
bodily injury. So it
wow.
looks like he fucked up about 3 or 4 people pretty damn good.
Oh, damn, dude.
So he is a lucky fucking bastard. He did not kill
So
anybody.
it feels like 30 days is kind of a light punishment for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to reel it back into fantasy,
Yeah.
um, I know we're like, yeah, people got hurt, but let's talk about fantasy football. How does this affect my fantasy football team? Um, so he's most likely going to have some sort of suspension. We don't know how long it's going to be. At this point, I'm saying just avoid drafting him completely, just because you don't know. Even when he comes back, is he going to be the same? Is he going to be a bum during his time in jail? Or I don't know. Like, who knows? It never seems to go right when something like this happens. Um, so I would watch out for Rasheed Rice. I'm not drafting any 49ers wide receivers. I'm not drafting
Really?
Brandon Ayuk. I'm not drafting Jawan Jennings. I'm not drafting Ricky Pearsall. Ricky Pearsall, if you draft Ricky Pearsall, sorry, but you're an idiot because you can pick him up in off waivers in fucking week 2. He's going to be on
Okay.
waivers before anybody can even blink. So don't draft Ricky Pearsall. Let me say that, number one. Um, and then the other two Niners that are even remotely on my radar are Ayuk and Jawan Jennings. Jawan Jennings wants out. Brandon Ayuk held out last year, got hurt. Is he even going to play this year? He might not play a full year. Like, I'm just staying away from 49ers in general. No 49ers on my team. And the last dud that I have, or a beware, is what I wrote in my notes. Beware these players is Chris Olave. I had him last
Valid.
year, and it's sad because I thought he was really good, and just concussion concerns are just it's not a joke. It's kind of we make light of stuff, but like yeah, I'm not just don't draft Olave. He's gonna. I don't want to be. I don't know. I just don't want to be a part of that. I don't want him to get hurt more and have that be like, oh no, it hurts my fantasy team that this dude got a traumatic brain injury. I'm just staying away from that. So yeah, those are my beware guys.
Okay, so can I say a quick piece on that?
Of course. Jump
All
in
right.
whenever.
So the 49ers, I agree completely. Ayuk and Jennings stay like I had no intention of going after those guys. I don't think anybody should right now either.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree with you on that. And by extension, we'll explain later maybe, but I don't want to get too far ahead. But George Kittle also stay away from him. But I'll
Okay.
explain that later if you want. But
Okay.
the only thing I slightly disagree with is if Ricky Pearsall is available in the later, like one of the later rounds, I would take him. I think he's worth the risk.
He's going to be on waivers though. You can pick him up off waivers after the draft. I don't think anyone's drafting him. I don't know.
I don't know. I could see people taking them late if he's available.
I guess it depends on your league, and if you know the people in your league, and if you're someone who really wants him, and someone else really wants him, sure, maybe spend a draft pick on him. But I feel like he's going to be on waivers before anybody can even think about it. So,
so around 14 and 15 is like a lot of the times I feel like you're kind of just like most of the players you have in mind.
I mean, yeah,
probably gonna be on waivers.
Picks anyway, yeah. Oh, 100%. I freaking.
But I get what you're saying though.
In the 15th round, I drafted Jalen Polk last year. So, yeah, that's the kind of people we're talking about this late. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's tough to call. Like once we get that deep into like some of the rankings of players, like it's really tough to even say.
It's all luck. I mean, not all. Most of it is luck.
Yeah, so much you can't predict, but we're trying our best. You got any other wide receivers that you want to talk about, good or bad?
I did, and then I forgot. I was just talking.
I have one more that I want to gas up a little bit, and I think he's being underrated.
Fuck! I can't believe I forgot. I just fucking had it. All right, you can go into your. I'll see if I can remember. I had a good one though.
This last guy is going to be one of my studs, sleeper. I mean, he's getting, from everything I'm seeing, he's getting super underrated. You're getting good value, I think, wherever you draft him because he's going to be a later draft pick. If you get him late, good value. Khalil Shakir.
Yes.
As far as Buffalo, he's their number one, even though he's kind of more of like a slot guy, smaller, shifty.
Yeah,
like
slot,
the way he
definitely
moves around is crazy. So he's really good. Just watch him play. He's really good. He can break off a big catch. You look so many times I watch him play, and it's like, oh, he's dead to rights, and then he's gone. He's in the end zone dancing on you. So I really like Khalil Shakir. They paid him, so the team's committed to him. They're going to make sure that he gets his targets and stuff. He got a lot of targets last year. Was pretty much Josh Allen's favorite target. He's on an offense with Josh Allen, so that he's going to feast because it's just a high-powered offense. So then maybe the downside is that they're ahead a lot and they end up running the ball. But I still think that Khalil Shakir is really good value for where you're drafting him. And I think he could have a breakout this year. I don't know. Maybe he does. So that's all I got. Did you think of your guy?
Yeah, I remembered who it is. He's a dud.
Who is it?
He's going to be a big time fucking dud.
A big dud.
And I apologize for saying this. But I believe Stefon Diggs will have a terrible fucking year.
I thought you were going to say him before. I thought you were going to say him. Yeah.
I didn't think of him originally, and then when we were talking, he just came to mind, and I was like, I gotta say him just because of Patriots whole thing,
Just because Just because Pats?
Just because I'm a Patriots
Or
fan and I talk a lot about the Pats, so I just wanted to bring up the fact that I don't think Stefan is gonna have a good year. I really don't.
but is it because of him or is it because of the team?
Him, not because
Okay.
of the team.
Okay.
The
Got it.
team is on the
Got it.
rise, I would say. The thing that scares me about Diggs is obviously like his injury, coming
Yeah.
off the injury. Same thing
Yeah.
as Rice.
Yep.
And then a lot
I didn't
of like
even mention that.
off-field issues. A lot of
Sure.
off-field issues over the off season. So I just feel
So
like
what? He's
that's
dating Cardi B. Who cares?
well, they're not dating anymore, but yeah, like all that
Oh,
stupid
because he
stuff
was on
is
because he was on
but
the
like
boat. Oh,
distract.
actually,
It's
yeah.
all distractions,
Yeah.
bro. Like why? Like you know what I mean? Like I feel like
Sure.
it's not gonna translate well into the locker room, and then I feel like that in turn is gonna affect his performance throughout the year. I'm not saying he's gonna be like fucking terrible, but if you like, don't draft him in fantasy. He's not gonna be worth it. I would take the
Yeah.
risk on a younger player with more promise and upside.
I feel you. I feel you on that. Okay. I can get behind that. I got some more things to say about the Patriots a little bit later on. But
Later
why don't
on.
we move to running backs now? That was everything for wide receivers, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna move on to running backs. I have a feeling we might say the same guy for a stud. So I'm gonna let you go first. Who you got for your first stud at running back?
Oh, for a
Fantasy
stud?
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have the same dud on this one, but
Okay.
I don't think you would. Well, I kind of have two studs. I don't know if you said one of those guys, but I'm gonna go Trey Benson and James Cook.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Elaborate.
I saw for the Trey Benson, I saw a phenomenal year out of him last year. Not like amazing numbers wise, but like for a guy who was like so low and then he just had a good year.
Okay.
And his production value is going up because James Conner, they're fitting Benson more into the offense, and they are tailoring the offense more around Benson. And I believe that's going to give him a lot more touches, and I just think he's going to be a good pick. If you can get him in the mid to late draft. And then James Cook is just, I mean, I feel like the Bills outside of Josh Allen don't really have anyone else at the run game, and James Cook was solid last year, like a solid running back.
Yeah.
And I just feel like he's gonna give you more, like that same amount or more this year, because they still don't really have anyone else, so really pound the ball.
Mhm.
Like James Cook is a very, very safe pick, I would say.
James Cook, I 100% agree with. He had a great season last year. I think everything you're saying is right there. Trey Benson, I couldn't disagree more with that one. Trey Benson, are you on cocaine nuggets? Dude, James Conner, the same thing. They just paid James Conner last year, extended him. He's already 30, but look at what Derrick Henry's doing. I mean, even last year, James Conner had a great season. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
but
I like
James Conner is getting older, and he is a very, very inconsistent year to year guy. Like he had a great year last year, and then the year before that he was completely trash, and then he's like very inconsistent year to year. Trey Benson is just he's younger, and like I said, they're like supposedly they're giving him more touches. Like he has a high possibility as of right now to be the number one back, and
Okay.
I just like what I've seen out of him. So
Okay.
I know that one is a big stretch for sure. I know. But
Well, that's good. That's what we're looking for.
I
'cause
had
then
to
if you're
go.
right.
Yeah, I
Fucking
had to
knock it
go
out of the
like
park.
I had to put one of those in there.
That's good. I mean, I like the fucking courageousness of the prediction. 100%. I don't agree with it, but I like the bravado, if you will. Um, my first stud. Well, first of all, I want to say these ones are obvious. Saquon is way up there. Gibbs, Jameer Gibbs, and Bijan. Saquon, Gibbs, and Bijan. Those three are all pretty much in the same tier as me. At the same tier as each other for me, in my opinion. Um, I think they're all pretty equal in workload and production, but those are just guys that are unquestionably at the top. Another guy who I know people have been talking about him, and obviously he's a super high draft pick. But Ashton Genty, I think, is poised to do a lot in that backfield with the Raiders. This is who I thought we were gonna have the same because you like Genty a lot, don't you?
Um, Actually, I was gonna say, don't remember like episode 1 or 2? We had a big talk on Gen
We
Z.
did,
Remember?
yeah. But you liked him though. You wanted the Pats to draft him.
No,
That was the whole
no,
thing
I
about that
didn't.
episode. Oh wait,
No,
no.
that you're
Wait.
thinking of Evan. Evan wanted Gen Z.
Oh shit.
Evan really wanted Gen Z. I think that would have been a terrible fucking pick for the Patriots, and honestly, I thought it was a terrible pick for the Raiders. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh shit. Yeah, maybe you were the one actually speaking sense, talking about, oh, he only played against, I forget what conference
That was
they
one
were
of my
in, but like,
pitches. Yeah, blue.
yeah,
Yeah,
and a lot of people are saying that. I mean, but he's still a freaking Brinks truck, dude. I mean, come on. And there's no competition in that backfield. It's fucking Zamir White and Amir Abdullah. Like he's gonna get all the carries. So even if they aren't that great, I think he's just gonna get a lot of work. Um, and I think just in general, the Raiders could be sneaky good. Jacoby Myers is underrated. People don't give him credit. And Gino, also, same thing. People wrote him off, but he didn't fucking write back. And he's still not writing back, even on the Raiders now. So I think he can really, I think he can help them out. And I don't think they're not going to be fucking Super Bowl contenders, but they might
no,
not
no,
be the
yeah.
absolute bottom feeders that they have been. They might jump
Okay.
up a little, make a little bit of a jump, and be not like a completely dead offense, especially in the run game, like they were last year. It was like if you had a Raiders running back last year, you're on crack. Um, and maybe we're all on crack for thinking that Genty is going to change that. Um, but that was just the guy that I think will, you know, because maybe people like you are saying the same thing, man. That he's not going to do jack diddly squat and all this, fuck that. Fuck that noise. I got faith in the kid out of Boise State. Let him cook, Tony. Let him freaking cook. All right.
All right.
So
So I
so
actually got very interesting pieces on all that.
okay. All right. Lay it on me. Lay it on me.
All right. So, all right, we'll start with the Genty thing. I didn't like the pick for the NFL draft for the Patriots and the Raiders, only because I feel like there were other pieces that they needed way more. That's more important than a running back right now. But I won't get
Mm-hmm.
too into that because we're talking about fantasy. So, but I think like what you said. I think chances are Genty is decent. Like he's like you said. Like you made a good point. The Raiders don't have anyone in the backfield. I mean, you got Genty and then what's the tight end? What's this? Brock Bowers.
Oh yeah, Brock.
So
Yeah. Yep.
it's gonna be like Genty's gonna get his touches and shit. I just don't. I think for fantasy, I don't like how most people have him as round one, and that is like legit.
Mm.
Like a lot of people are
Yeah.
straight up
Yeah.
going into the draft and they're like, "I'm picking Gency round one." I don't think that's
Yeah.
smart. I really don't. There's just so much more safe options that are guaranteed to get you more points.
Mm-hmm. No,
And
I see
then
I see what you're saying. Yeah. I probably
Yeah.
wouldn't spend a first round pick on him.
But dude,
If
like
he's there in the second
mo-
round, though, I might snag him up.
most drafts, from what I'm seeing, he's gonna be gone by the end of the first round.
Now,
I
well,
think
hopefully
so.
not. Hopefully not, because I'm gonna fucking scope his ass. And I don't.
That's
Hey,
tough.
this
That's
is
tough. I
this
don't
is.
know. I don't think he's worth in the second either, but that's tough.
Yeah, it depends who else is there too. Because if Saquon's
Yeah.
there, I'm taking Saquon. If like I said,
Oh,
if
he's not gonna
Saquon
be there.
Gibbs or if Saquon Gibbs or Bijan are there, they no none of those guys are second rounders. But
Nah.
I'm saying, if it depends. Even like, I mean, Derrick Henry, I'd probably take over Genty.
Oh,
But
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
am I taking James Cook or Ashton Genty? I might start
That's
to
wicked.
lean
That's
Genty
wicked
there.
fucking close. But
And,
Gency, I mean, not Gency, but Cook is such a safe pick in that scenario.
but yeah,
You're
I feel a
literally
little
going
safer.
safe to so.
But Genty could blow everything out of the water. The ceiling is higher. You know what I'm saying? You don't.
And his rookie year, though, I don't know. I don't see. I don't think so. I
I
really
don't
don't.
know. Yeah, maybe you'll give him a year. Maybe you'll give him a year.
Maybe in a year. Yeah, yeah.
You got any
Maybe.
other studs you want to talk about? Because I got one more. Yeah, I have one more.
I don't think so. But you can go.
Okay, one more stud I want to talk about really, really quick is Bucky Irving, dude. He
Oh, that's another
came
guy I
onto the
forgot. What a
scene.
good pick.
Talk about rookies in their rookie year. Bucky Irving did it, and he actually
Oh, what a
had
good pick.
competition in the backfield
Yeah.
because Rashad White was the dude, and they slowly phased out Rashad White. I remember like week 2 or 3 being like, "Who the hell is Bucky Irving? Who Bucky? What are we talking about?" And everybody caught on pretty quick that Bucky Irving is the real deal. I remember picking him up, and there were a couple weeks down the stretch where I was like, "I'm so glad I had Bucky Irving," because he just became a safe guy to have. Um, I don't know if he's probably not a first round pick, but I think he could be sneaky good this year because Tampa Bay also just in general is probably going to be a pretty high flying offense, like with Baker, and he threw fucking however many. Did he throw 30? Did he 40? Did he throw 40 touchdowns last year? Was it 40 and 40?
I don't know.
Whatever. He
Probably.
had a good year. Good
Probably.
quarterback wise, he was good statistically.
Yeah.
Even fantasy wise for Baker. So you still got Mike Evans. You still have Chris Godwin. You have Emeka Egbuka that they added. So you got a lot of offensive pieces in there that are just going to help Bucky in the long run. But it might end up being a thing where it's like, well, this is the Mike Evans game. Bucky, just take a seat. But we'll see. We shall see. I definitely think Bucky Irving's going to be really, really good this year. Let's move on to our duds. Who you got, Tony?
All
Who's going to
right. I
stink it up
have
this year?
a very surprising person.
Uh-oh.
And I know this because you already put him on your stud list.
No!
I have Saquon Barkley as a
What?
dud for this year.
Bro, what?
Dude, look at his numbers, bro. You agree the last year he had was insane, right? Insane year.
Of course. Yes, insane. Insanity, yes.
17 games, right? Plus 3 more
Yep.
for the playoffs. So you had 20 games. Yep. That's a lot
Yep.
of fucking wear and tear for a running back for one season with the amount of carries he got last year.
Mm-hmm.
Now look at look at his career numbers. He has never had a year like that was back to back.
Well, he's never had a year like that, period.
Well, right. Last year was his best year, but he's had other like amazing years.
But you're saying when he has a good year, he typically has a bad year to follow. But even a bad year for Saquon is still really good. I mean, what's his lowest? Well, he missed did he miss nearly a full season because he tore his shit too, his ACL.
Yeah, I meant not necessarily bad. I meant mainly as like an injury, like wear and
Oh,
tear
just
kind
like
of
he's
thing.
not playing. Yeah, no, for
Right.
sure. He Saquon has definitely had his injuries too. Yes, and he finally played a full healthy season, ran for 2,000 yards. Do I think he's going to run for 2,000 yards again? No, but the workload
No,
that he's
no,
getting,
no, no.
if he stays healthy, or even if he plays 15 games, is still going to be a lot better than most running backs, casual running backs that you're going to draft later. Saquon is still a lot safer than many running backs. But I agree with you that I
But he's
would
not.
probably take Gibbs or
I don't think
Bijan
he's
over him.
worth the round one. Yeah, I don't think Saquon is because you're only getting Saquon in the first round this year,
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
and I don't think he's worth it. But real quick, look at this. In 2019, he had a thousand rushing yards. 2020, 34. 2021, 593. 2022, 1,300. 2023, 800. 24, 2,000. So it's literally his thing is like, uh, now I'm not going to say the pattern, it's going to be perfect, like the pattern, but like it's a good indicator that like when he like goes off, he kind of just, I feel like he puts like a lot of like wear and tear on his body and it affects him
Hmm.
the next year.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I think I don't know. There's a lot to that because he also has more help when it comes to offensive line than he ever did, which helps him not take such a beating at times. And there were games he didn't play that last game of the year, even though. Well, did he play? No. He might have started, but he didn't play the full game for sure. Week 18. So there's that. They had a bye, but yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. Um, and yeah, that's a valid point. Valid point. Because yeah, he's had a lot of injuries in his career, and I remember being like, "What the fuck?" Of course, he played. I that might be like his first full season where he's played every single game,
I
and it
think it
happened as soon
was.
as he left the Giants. It's. I remember
Yeah.
because he always was hurt. Even going like when he was on the Giants, he was always hurt. Yeah, but that felt more of like he's being used a lot and putting himself in dangerous situations because there's no one else to go to, which is wild because I actually saw a stat today that the Eagles, the 2024 Eagles, ran the ball more than any team for like the last 15 years. They had the highest percentage of run plays as opposed to pass plays, and I guess that includes the tush push too. But
Yeah.
that still, Saquon's running the ball a lot, um, and that's kind of I feel like a good thing for him fantasy wise because he's getting a lot of touches, getting a lot of carries, but it could also serve to hurt him because he's doing a lot of wear and tear on his body. So, yeah, I guess it's a bit of a double edged sword. But you could say the same thing for Jameer Gibbs or Bijan that they're taking a heavy workload and they could also get injured too. They're younger and maybe less injury prone, but you're like you said at the start with Jamar Chase, you're running that risk with anyone that you're playing,
Yeah.
especially someone who's got a heavy workload. Ashton Genty, you could say the same thing for him. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much uh, I buy into that, but I also think Madden curse. Uh, Pretty much like I said at the
Yeah.
start, everyone who's always the number one in fantasy. When Christian McCaffrey was the number one in fantasy 2 years ago,
Sucked
he got
ass.
hurt and then fucking sucked the next year. So yeah, that tends to happen. I remember that fucking. It feels like every year. Yeah, no one can last for more than 1 year really of greatness.
They really
But
can't. Like if you look at
yeah.
like the number one picks every year, like that's
Mhm.
why like more times than not they're flops because
Yeah, I
like
think
they just had it's just so hard to duplicate. That's just a simple answer. It's just so hard to duplicate success like that in the
mhm.
NFL in back to
Oh,
back
absolutely.
years.
Absolutely. 100%. So I mean, we could talk about CMC too because people are saying, "Oh, CMC is going to be back this year too," and I'm like, I
I
don't
don't think
know
so.
because
I feel like
I
his
don't know.
career is
Just is he
kind of.
going to be back the way he was though? Like,
I
no,
don't know.
I
I don't
doubt it. I
know.
highly doubt it.
This
But
is like some fucked up injuries, right? Like really fucked up, right?
I mean, yeah, his whole fucking knee, I think, was all busted up. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he was out all last year, came back and then
Yeah.
re-tore or re-injured, whatever the fuck it was. So he was out again, and he might. I think he's in jeopardy of maybe missing the start of this season too. Maybe
Yeah.
that's a misreport, but I thought I saw something about that. Najee Harris got poked in the eye or some shit, so watch out for Najee. I don't think anyone was really drafting him anyway. But did you say your dud? Oh yeah, it was Saquon. Yeah, that
Saquon.
was
Yeah,
what we were
yeah.
just talking about. Do you have any more duds? Because I have two more, and then I think we should move on because
You
we're
can yeah, I'm all set.
okay. Real quick, this isn't like a full dud. It's like a half and half. Kenneth Walker, he's been injury prone for the last couple of years too, because I know because I've had him in fantasy the last 2 years, and I the first year I had him, I'm like I like this guy because I think he was hurt more at the beginning of the year, and then the second half he was pounding out games where he's like 100 yards touchdown, 152 touchdowns. Like he definitely has the capability to put up some crazy games. Against Detroit last year, he had 3 touchdowns. I was like, thank God I have Kenneth Walker. I think I had Kenneth Walker and Jameer Gibbs, and they both went off. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. But he's so I what I wrote in my notes, he's gonna have a game with 3 touchdowns. He's also gonna probably miss 6 to 7 games minimum. So he's gonna play half the season, but the half the season that he does play will be insane. So it's not necessarily a dud, but it's like if you draft him, just know that he's gonna miss time. But he will when he does play, he'll play good, I think. And then number two I have is um, maybe not a dud, but just something crazy to think about. Kind of like what we're talking about with like the guy who we think is going to be the guy isn't always. Last year, Brees Hall was being drafted number 1 overall in certain leagues. Brees Hall
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
the
isn't that
number one.
crazy to look back at now?
Last year, it was Brees Hall and Bijan that everyone's like, these two are going to freaking tear it up. Now it's Bijan and Gibbs, which feels a little more justified. But people were like Brees Hall because he can run and he can catch. Aaron Rodgers back, like all this shit. So it's just a reminder that we don't know shit
No.
because
No.
we
No,
can
we
say,
don't.
oh, Ashton Genty's going to be this and that, and he might not, or so and so is going to do this. Jamar Chase, we feel like he's a sure thing, but you never really know. So, and with that, you got anything to say, Tony, before we move on to quarterbacks? Which I guess maybe we should have done this one first. But I got quarterbacks
Nah.
up next.
Nah, I'm good, man. I agree with the Brees Hall thing, definitely. Definitely avoid them.
All right.
I ain't drafting them, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm all set. And also, any Jets player in general, like maybe Garrett
Yeah,
Wilson, but like
yeah.
just Jets. Probably just even over multiple years. You can take this rule into next year. Like, don't draft any Jets. Just don't. So when we
That's a
talk about
very solid, yeah.
quarterbacks, first thing I'm going to say, this is just so obvious. Josh Allen and Lamar
And
Jackson are in a
Lamar,
league.
obvious,
They're in a
yeah,
league of their own.
so obvious
The two of
in
them sit
fantasy
atop,
terms.
and even Lamar more than Josh Allen because he was. I looked at the numbers, and if you just look at points overall, um, those two were the leaders, but Lamar had like 50 more fantasy points on the year than Josh Allen, which is kind of crazy to think about. Um, so yeah, those two are just obvious studs. Um,
Yeah.
what were those two guys that you had, or no? Did I take one?
No, I didn't even put them in the stud list because I was like, that was so
Right.
obvious.
It
Like,
felt so obvious. I do have another one as well because I didn't want to just do that, but that just felt like I just need to say that because those guys are so got to give them their flowers because they're nuts. But who do you got
yeah.
for studs?
Well, someone you're probably familiar with. I have Jaden Daniels.
Fuck,
Um,
dude, I didn't like that kind of familiarity. That's not
uh,
what I thought you were gonna say.
honestly, let me look. Let me look at the lists, and because that I did not think of QB studs because I was like, oh, I'll just look at it when it comes to that, and I'll
Okay.
fucking pick
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Because
Well, it's tough because
I don't
you
know.
QBs. I feel like it's more obvious who's good and who's
It's
bad.
so yeah, it's a lot more obvious unless you're talking about
Yeah.
rookies. But I think that Bo Nix is also another person likely to have a good
Yep.
year.
Yep.
If you're looking for a later QB, I think is a very good pick. Is Bo Nix.
Yep.
Um, Jalen Hurts, another obvious great fantasy quarterback, not
Hmm.
changing anytime soon. You know who else? You know what? Two. Yeah, I'll because I'm stuck between these two guys. You know who could be good picks? Jordan Love or Michael Penix. Um, I feel
Oh,
like
okay.
they could definitely be very good sleepers. I'm looking at it right now, and
It's crazy
I
because
loved what I saw out of Penix last year. And I know we didn't see much of him, but I liked a lot of what
Penix
I
is a good
saw out
one.
of him. Yeah. Yeah,
Penix is
Love
a
not
good
as
one.
much. Yeah.
Jordan Love, I actually
Pen-
have on my duds list, and I didn't
really?
really write it up studs, and I don't have them separated like that. But I had Jordan Love as like a watch out because I had him last year, and it was a love hate relationship, but it was mostly hate. Just know you're in for a roller coaster. But I also felt like since I'm saying that, since I've been jaded and I don't trust him, as soon as I say he's going to be a dud, he's going to just
He's gonna
pop
be a
off.
stud. Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to be a stud, right? But he was hurt at the beginning of the year, and then I think he was trying to play through it, which I think did affect him. But there
Yes.
was, dude, the one game against Minnesota, my fellow Jordan Love owners remember this because he had 4 interceptions in the first half. And it was like, oh my God, this guy has like -5 points at halftime. And it was something insane. And then he ended up throwing for 4 touchdowns by the end of the game. And
Yep.
I think
Yep.
he might have had a rushing in there or something. But he ended up with a really good fantasy day, or at least a redeemable one. I think it helped me out that week. But it's just know it's going to be a roller coaster. He's going to have those picks too. He's a guy who throws a lot of picks. So yeah, but he also does have a lot of upside too. So there is that. But that's
So
funny you
real
said that.
quick, you know what's crazy? I had Jordan Love last year as well. So I know everything
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
explained.
yep.
The only reason, yeah, dude. So I only have him as a stud. I mean, I lost a lot of hope for him after last year too, especially because I had him as well. And
Yeah,
but the only reason I have him more as a stud right now is his rookie year was still phenomenal, and you can see how much he can grow, especially with Lafleur.
hmm,
And if you because I had him last year, I remember watching him week one. He got hurt pretty bad, and that honestly affected his
yeah,
footwork, and you could see
yeah,
it in the way he was passing.
yeah.
And
100%.
I just feel like it's not fair to 100% of me to say, I
Mm,
still gotta put him as a good sleeper. I would
yeah,
say,
it's tough. I don't know. That I
yeah,
feel like I go back and forth with that. So yeah, I don't know. It's an
yeah.
interesting. It's a quandary for sure. One that I do a different guy that I have on lookout. I mean, this one we talked about him a little bit earlier, and it's Baker Mayfield. I think fantasy
Okay.
wise, he's going to do really good. He, like I said, he's kind of like Jordan Love in that he will also throw a lot of picks too. Like I said, I think it was 40 and it wasn't 40 and 40 because that's absurd to throw 40 picks. Um, but I know he led the league in touchdowns and also interceptions. So um, yeah, just you got to know what you're getting into. But Baker has some rushing upside, and just it, any given week he could go off. The other guy I had actually is Drake May. That was my other stud. Is
Oh,
Drake
no
May.
kidding.
Yeah,
Oh, let's go.
because he
Good
actually
shit.
has a good amount of rushing upside too. I believe that he was leading rookies in like rushing yards per game
Mhm.
last year. At one point he was. It were some similar stat at least. You know, he has had games where he has like 90 rushing yards, and that's
Yeah.
huge
Oh,
for
yeah.
fantasy. So
Yeah.
if he's able to keep that up and potentially develop it even more, and if the Pats actually end up being half decent this year, if they make a little bit of a jump too, then he could be a good guy to pick up super late, and get some good value out of it, just with one of those throwaway picks towards the end of the draft where you're like, all right, I don't know, Drake May, sure, and then you're the guy who has him when people realize, oh shit, Drake May is legit. So you'd rather be lucky to have that guy than be like, oh shit, I wish I had him.
Yeah. I agree.
So that rounds out my quarterback list.
I got two more duds for
Okay.
quarterback.
All right, let's
All
hear it.
right. I got Brock Purdy and are you ready
Okay.
for it? Patrick Mahomes.
Oh my god.
All right. Let me put
Hmm.
this frankly for you, Ryan. And I'm not trying to offend anybody out there. I have no problem with these kinds of people. I'm just saying this from an athlete's perspective. But
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, that motherfucker is fat now. Have you seen him, bro? No, I'm serious. Have you seen the have you seen him, bro? Like the pictures, like
I
last
haven't.
couple of
No, I
weeks.
haven't. I really have not actually. Let me look up. You're gonna see my big fat fingers typing up on this keyboard, but um, Patrick Mahomes fat? No, not Patrick Mahomes' father. Patrick Mahomes fat. I mean, there's the video of him in the locker room.
No, there was
He's
a
never
picture of
really
him
been.
in swim shorts like recently, and
No.
he looked like he was overweight. I'm not even gonna
Oh,
lie.
I think I see it. Yep. I see that picture. Yeah. Wow. I mean,
Dude.
but has he ever really been like super cut though?
No, but
He's
he
never
wasn't big
been
like
like.
that though.
I guess I mean, he's an athlete, yeah, but I've never been like, oh my gosh, Patrick Mahomes. Like, no one thinks about him. Like, DK Metcalf is a freaking, his physique is insane. Like, no one looks at Patrick
Right.
Mahomes and expects to see that type of physique. But yeah, I could see how you could look at this and be like, yikes. That
Dude,
doesn't look like,
he looks
it's like the
unhealthy,
fucking Tom
man.
Brady picture, the Tom Brady draft picture. Like, you don't expect that guy to be, the best quarterback ever either. So I don't know.
But this
I don't
is the
know
thing
how
though.
much you can read into that.
Brady. First of all, he was like skinny. He was not fat like that. And then secondly, Brady was like that on draft day, and then he continuously just got better
Yeah,
throughout his
yeah,
whole
that's
career.
true. That's
M-
true.
Mahomes was, I mean, he like you said, he was never like
I don't
jacked,
want
but
to
he
look at
was
this
never
anymore.
that big either.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I think there's other things that make me a little concerned for Mahomes, like outside of that
Well,
picture,
yeah,
just
the
in
whole,
general.
yeah, that was just me trying to be funny. But yeah, I same here. Like, there's a bunch of other shit as well.
Yeah,
Which
like
is why
I
I
mean,
put him
he
as
had a
dud.
down year last year. His number one wide receiver is going to be in fucking jail. Travis
Yeah,
Kelsey's getting old. He doesn't have a run game. His O line stinks. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like the odds are stacking up against him. So yeah, it's tough because he's also the type of guy who can just show up out of nowhere with an insane historic season and shut us all up real quick.
yeah.
So
When he wasn't overweight.
before he had all them fucking cheeseburgers, maybe. but not anymore.
And like I said, like I'm not like fat shaming him or any whatever. Like everyone
I
is
think you are.
beautiful. I honestly
I think
believe
you are a
that.
little
Like
bit.
no, I'm not. I'm
Kind of
really
seems like
not.
you are.
I'm just saying it's concerning for a professional like so a guy that we're considering to be like one of the greatest maybe of all time someday.
Mm.
It's just concerning to look at and see him
No,
like
no,
that,
no,
you
I
know?
get what you're. No, I get it. I get it. I get it. You just
But like
ain't
kudos for
lucky.
him, he's enjoying life, bro. I mean, good for him.
I mean,
I
yeah,
would
if
be
I
that
was that
fat
rich,
too.
I'd be eating
Yeah, I'd
shit.
be that
Yeah.
fat too, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, 100%. Oh my God. That's crazy, man. Uh, was that your last one? Was there another one
Yeah,
that
just
you had?
I said Purdy too, but just
Oh yeah,
real quick to end it,
that's
I just don't think Purdy's gonna have a good year next year.
yeah. We're just saying beware of all 49ers across the board now.
Yeah, most likely.
Which brings me to my tight ends, which the first thing that I have on this note sheet is that the new big three of tight ends is Brock Bowers, George Kittle, and Trey McBride.
Yep.
But you said George Kittle is a dud for you.
Actually, yeah.
But I would
Yes.
say we're
Yes.
saying watch out for 49ers, but if there's one 49er that I would
It
draft,
would,
it is
yeah.
George Kittle. And
Yeah.
he is like really a top dog when it comes to tight ends. But I feel like he does have a lot of dud games in a season.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
But when he goes off, he goes off. Some nights he just feeling unstoppable. And sometimes that's all you need, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But those were the top 3 tight ends from last year, and I feel like, with Bowers being new to the league, like he's going to be good for a while. McBride feels like he's coming up and getting into a role with the Cardinals where he's going to be good, and then Kittle feels like he's not quite at Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews levels where he's starting to fully taper off yet. Like I think he has a good year or two left in him. But the other note that I had, which I guess we're getting into dud territory here, is I feel like Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews
Yeah.
are getting ushered out. And it's like, all right, we need some new tight ends up in here. So move on over. Uh, so, yeah, I don't know. That was kind of the note that I had. The other thing, I was looking at last year's stats. Can you guess who the tight end 4 was after Bowers, Kittle, and McBride? Guess who number 4
Uh,
was?
I think I know who it is, but I don't
I'll
want to
give you a
guess
hint.
and sound
He
dumb.
he got traded
Oh, no, I don't know who he is.
recently,
Recently.
like the most recent trade. Which actually I don't think we
Really?
covered this trade on the show yet
Did I just
because it
not see it
happened like
then?
right after. I think this happened like right after our last episode, which shit always happens right after we have an episode. But I'll give you the
Yeah.
answer. It's Jonnu Smith.
Oh, I did know that. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not on the Dolphins anymore.
Yep. He got
But
traded to the Steelers. But last
that's
year with
I
the
would have never
Dolphins, he
guessed he
had
was number 4 though.
right. I mean, because the first half of the season even was very quiet for him, and then he
That's what
just
threw me
exploded
off.
in the end there.
Yeah.
So, do you think Jonnu continues this? Which is a
W-
super
Um,
thing.
I'm sorry to ask this, but I knew he left Miami, but I don't know what team did he get traded to.
He went to Pittsburgh.
Oh, okay.
So,
To be honest, I kind of don't necessarily hate that for him.
mhm. I
I think that's better for him than staying on Miami right now, honestly. For
yeah, I mean,
him.
in Miami, I could be wrong, but I want to say like he started producing as a tight end
He did. Yeah.
but he did it when Tua was out. I think it was when fucking Tyler Huntley or whoever was in there, or Skylar Thompson was in there, where Jonnu just like he had one game that was just insane, and I don't think Tua was even playing. Um, So I have faith in Jonnu. The concern for me comes with Aaron Rodgers. That's where
Aaron
my concern
Rodgers.
is. Yeah. Because I don't know if he's really like, at least from last year with the Jets. I mean, I don't know how he was with Tyler Conklin, but like I feel like he's not really a tight end guy. Really?
See, I felt the opposite. I felt like Prime A-Rod was never a tight end guy, but for some reason, I could be wrong on this, but for some reason, when I watched him on the Jets last year, I felt like because he was less mobile and less, it
Mm,
seemed like aware, I feel like he was
sure.
targeting his tight ends more.
Yeah. Just because they're
Uh,
closer.
right. Which is why I feel
That could be
like
good.
Pittsburgh might be good for him in
Yeah.
terms of like targets, well, what he's gonna get.
Yeah.
But I really don't know in that scenario. Johnny's very interesting. He's a really
Yeah.
big wild card.
Honestly, Jonnu, I didn't have as a stud or a dud. I just kind of had him as a question mark because on a
Yeah,
new, like, having a great season, but now he's on a new team, completely different situation. It's tough to say.
yeah.
But I wanted to mention him because it was like, oh, he's top four. It was kind of
That's
insane to me.
that's wild. Never would have guessed that,
Yeah.
honestly.
What do you got?
For stud or
Either one.
okay.
Whatever you got.
Well, I'll say I think Sam Laporta is possibly a good stud for this next year.
Hmm.
Like people forget his rookie year, like pretty sure the year before Brock Bowers, like it was Laporta that broke a lot of those records, wasn't it?
I don't think it was the receptions record. Maybe he might have broken
I
it
think he
for
might
tight
have
ends.
for tight ends.
Not
Yeah, yeah.
not overall, but for tight
Nah,
ends he might have.
for tight
And I know
end.
he had
Yeah,
10 touchdowns in his rookie
yeah.
season. And
Insane rookie year, and then last year, I don't know. I don't know if you can explain this better than me because you're more into the Lions than I am.
mm,
But I don't know what happened, man. People, from what I saw and what people were saying, is that they were just passing the ball to a lot more other targets. But
oh yeah.
like,
Yep.
I just don't understand like how they had those same people the year before. Like, I really don't know what happened.
Yeah.
He didn't look bad.
I don't really know either because I drafted Sam Laporta in there. I have one league where we do an auction draft, and I remember spending a lot of fucking money on Sam Laporta, and he ended up being Dookie, and I needed him to carry my team. So my team is ass because he sucked.
That's what happened to me
He
last year as well.
yeah, he had a couple good games, um, but there were a couple like definitely towards the start where he had some like 1.5 point games where it's like, dude, what are we doing? But yeah, they weren't really throwing it to him, and it was like he might. It was like Sam Laporta's either going to have 2 catches for 3 yards or 1 catch for 3 yards, or he's going to have 2 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown because he's either catching it behind the sticks and getting tackled, or they're throwing it to him on a trick play and he's going down the field 50 yards for a touchdown. Or he only gets the 50 yards and then he just has a 5 point day because he had caught one 50-yard ball. So it's like they're using him in like certain packages and in a specific way. But a lot of times, I remember a few times, man, where they threw it to Brock Wright, the other tight end, and they're both white.
Yeah,
And Brock Wright wears number 89. So you see the 8 and you're like, oh, that's my guy. And it's like, no, it's
yeah.
not your fucking guy. So I remember a few times being so pissed when they would throw it to Brock Wright. Um, but yeah, I don't know what it is that just the way that maybe Ben Johnson was drawing up plays that he didn't have a whole lot for Laporta. Maybe because
Yep.
Jameson Williams was kind of back in the fold and they were able to use him more. Maybe that ate into Sam Laporta's time, or maybe it was Gibbs coming on the scene. But like you said, there's a lot of mouths to feed in that offense. There's a lot of stud players. So even definitely to a lesser extent because Amon Ra had a stretch where he had a touchdown every game. but there were times where it was like, why is Amon-Ra not getting the ball? And then he might get some targets in the second half and redeem himself a little bit. But there were times where I'm like, dude, what's going on? But it was like they didn't have to. They could just run it with David Montgomery. And then it's like, why is Gibbs
Yeah.
not getting the ball? Oh, because Monty's feasting. So what? It's a team doesn't care about your fantasy team, believe it or not. So they're
Right.
just going to
Right.
do what works on the field. Even if you really want Amon-Ra to catch a pass, they're just going to run the ball because that's what's going to work. And Laporta feels like the fourth or fifth option on this Lions team behind Gibbs, Amon-Ra, David Montgomery, and then maybe Laporta's the fourth, or maybe he's the fifth behind JMO. So on this offense, I think Laporta is struggling to fight for targets because it is such a high-powered offense that has a lot of other players. Even fucking, it's like, oh, Tim Patrick is catching
Yeah.
touchdowns before Laporta. And
Yeah.
then that pisses off everybody who has any other Lion. But, they're just that type of team that anybody can pop off. So that means that you can't necessarily trust one guy week in and week out. So that's a tough one. But yeah, I think Laporta definitely has the ability to go off.
So the only reason I have him as stud is because of what you said. I feel like a large portion of last year was due to Ben Johnson just being an amazing offensive coordinator and realizing that they have all these different options. And I feel like since they've lost him, there's a better chance that they maybe go back to a lot more of those safer packages that involve tight ends with Laporta, like they
Right.
did the year before.
They might get a little more conservative, yeah.
But
And
like
just
you
less
said,
less
like
creative with their play calling.
right, yes, like less creative with their play calling.
Yeah.
Exactly right. But like you said, they still have so many different options that like it is still kind of a wild card for them.
Yeah. Did you have one more dud?
Dodge.
Or no, did you have
I
another stud or whatever you got?
I
Because I
don't believe
have
so.
I have two more that could be studs.
Okay, you can go.
So,
Let's hear it.
maybe not a stud or anything like crazy, but just something to note is Jaden Daniels loves Zach Ertz.
Yes.
Zach Ertz had a good season last year. I want to say it was a tight end 7. Could be misquoting that, but I was looking earlier. I thought he was number 7. Um, Zach Ertz was really good. I would have loved to have Zach Ertz on my team last year, especially in the red zone. Jaden Daniels loves that dude. I remember being like, why the hell is Zach Ertz in the end zone again? This is fucking frustrating. But yeah, so that was just something I wanted to note. He could be a stud. I think he's probably pretty accurately evaluated where he's at, but you know he's probably a higher end tight end. He's not in that top tier, but he's like right below that top tier of tight end. Another guy who people might be counting out a little bit is Evan Ingram. So Evan Ingram did he get traded or was he just a free agent? But he's on the Broncos now. So he's in a Sean Payton offense, Jimmy Graham. So he already was feasting in Jacksonville off of just targets and receptions. There was one game where I remember I had him 2 years ago, and same thing in Jacksonville, just reception after reception. He had 10 receptions for 100 yards. So he averaged 10 yards a catch, but he's got 10 catches. So he has 20 points just off of like catching dink and dunk passes.
Just catches, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he didn't really do anything that impressive. He just caught it a lot in short yardage situations. And sometimes that's all you need. And I think that with Bo Nix being kind of mobile and feels like, to me, it feels like mobile quarterbacks tend to find tight ends a little bit more because, like we said, we talked about Aaron Rodgers being not so mobile, and that means he has to dump it off to the guy that's closest to him, um, because he's kind of in under duress. But I think also when you extend the play, if you're a mobile quarterback and you're running to extend the passing play and not necessarily running to run, um, who's the guy that's, like we said, going to be closest is your tight end. So if you break out of the pocket and you're still looking at pass, if Evan Ingram or someone like that is there, for a guy like Bo Nix, I think having Ingram there as a security blanket is going to be huge. And the fact that Ingram was already just gobbling up receptions in Jacksonville makes me feel really, really good about him in a Sean Payton offense. So that's another guy who I think is kind of like a legit sleeper. I just
I like
spat
it.
all over everything, but yeah, a legit sleeper candidate.
Yeah, I really like that destination for Evan. I think Denver's a great spot for him. Um, yeah. I will say, for tight ends, so you have tight ends are it's hard for me, man, this year because I'm not gonna lie to you. Last year was a terrible fucking year for tight ends in
Mm,
general.
yeah.
Um, I mean, really, right now, that you got Bowers, McBride, and Kittle are the top three, I would say, and then everybody else is kind of just like very, very low middle of the pack guys.
Hmm.
So it's hard. I mean, I really don't know. I feel like Hawkinson could be good. He could be decent, not good. And Joku had a decent year when he was healthy.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Um,
He's pretty underrated too, Njoku.
yeah, yeah. So
In
I was
But he's in Cleveland though, so just
right,
that's
right.
always you always got to mention
Yeah.
that.
That's why he's so like low. Like if he was on a better
Yeah.
team, he
Yeah.
maybe would be higher. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking
So
Cleveland.
how do you think that just because the tight end position in general is kind of weaker, do you think it's less important to draft a good tight end? Or does it make it more important because there's only a couple that are really good?
That is such a hard question. I
Coming at you with some heaters.
fantasy gods have been going back and forth on that question for generations. Ryan, we really don't know. I go back and forth on it. I really don't know. My guess is no because like wide receivers and running backs still offer you more value cuz well no, because then you could still put that tight end in the flex. I really
Yeah.
don't know, man. I mean, I would say no. No. My answer would still be no because wide receiver and running back at least give you those positions give you a potential for a higher chance at a boom for a pick than a tight
Mm,
end would. Like
yeah.
you're most likely not gonna draft a tight end, a nobody tight end in the eighth round, and he's gonna end up being like a top 20 fantasy player.
Right.
But
Right.
for wide receiver, running back, and all those other positions, it can happen. So that's gonna be my main factor right now to say no.
Mhm.
But like you said, I mean, you still need a tight end, and I mean, you really don't want a position. You don't want any position where you're weakened if you want to win the league. So
Oh yeah,
I don't know. It's tough
absolutely.
to say.
I feel like kind of like you're saying, I think um I would rather have a tight end like Bowers, Kittle, McBride, a guy like that. That way I just feel safe at that position. Because if there's one position that I don't want to have to go through like waiver wire guys to try to pick up a random
Oh,
ass tight end,
it's fucking
like
tight
that's the
end.
position. I don't want to pick. I would rather try to find a wide receiver because there's a lot more of them. So there's I don't know there's more of a chance for a diamond in the rough, like you're saying. I'm just echoing your sentiment. So yeah, I think it almost makes it more important because there are so few tight ends that you can be sure of and you can feel safe with. Um, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want to say I think my strategy going into fantasy this year will be to draft a tight end somewhat early, or at least early enough to get myself one of like the top 5 guys, because I really want to make sure that I'm safe in that position. But luckily, I don't think that maybe Bowers. Do you think any tight ends going in the first round? Maybe Bowers,
Bowers
maybe
is the
McBride.
only chance this year is Bowers
Mm,
or McBride.
yeah.
Honestly, McBride could too.
So hopefully,
I don't think it's smart, but like in
yeah,
some leagues,
right.
yeah, I think those guys might go end of first round, maybe.
Yeah, I'm hoping that um, I can get a half decent or a really solid first round pick that's not a tight end, and then pick up a tight end in round 2 or 3 that is still a stud, and I feel safe there. Um, and then obviously quarterback. If I can snag Allen or Lamar, oh yeah, we're in there.
Yeah, yeah,
We're in there
you're
because that's huge too.
solid.
They put up bigger numbers than anybody. So honestly, having a good quarterback might be the most important. Dude, I had Josh Allen for 2 years in a row in one of my leagues, and it was great because especially if he was playing on a Monday night, I felt safe. I felt so safe going into Monday night because I'm like, Josh Allen can put up 50 fantasy points easy. No fucking problem. He can drop a 50 burger any given night. So, and then I went to Jordan Love and it was like, here's 15. And I'm like, oh shit. What are we doing here? What are we doing, people? This is insanity.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tony, for going through studs and duds with me.
No, thank
And
you. Thank you.
we literally didn't even mention this because we're a bunch of assholes, but Evan was not with us this
I know.
episode. He is sick. Um, he's going to get better. Currently, he's being defibrillated. He's inside his iron lung and being make, expected to make a full recovery, according to what the doctors are saying. No, he just has a cold or something. Actually, not 100% sure. But in Evan's honor, we are going to be doing an immaculate grid to end off the episode. So let me just add this bad boy right here. We don't need to know about
I
immaculate grid. Get that shit out of my face. So here we go.
all
Immaculate
right, all
grid.
right. I like
All
some
right.
of those teams.
So 5,000 rushing yards in a career. I'm about to eat this camera. I need to get really close to the camera. So 5K rushing yards in a career. I think we go Terrell Davis right here.
Yep, that's solid.
And my shit's lagging like a motherfucker. Oh, this is going to take forever.
Oh,
Oh, he's right here. Terrell Davis is a correct answer. We have a Dolphin with 5K rushing. Larry
uh,
Zonka.
uh, hmm, I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know that one.
Zonka's definitely
It's
got
it
5K.
it's C. Yeah,
Oh yeah, here we go.
there
No,
you go. Yep.
you're saying just the spelling you don't know?
Yeah, yeah. I was talking because I thought it was with finesse, but it looked like you put in Z, so I was like,
I'm just gonna guess.
on Andre Johnson, the wide
Well, no,
receiver.
I was gonna guess Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson, yeah.
Oh, did I accidentally guess that? Uh, which Chris
Did you
Johnson do I
what do
guess?
you mean?
Two,
There's multiple of them?
well, it says Chris Johnson 2008 to 2017, and then it says Chris Johnson
Oh my.
2005 to 2012. I think it's the first one.
I
Fuck it. There it is.
What one was that? Just out of curiosity.
That was Titans 5K.
No,
5K
I'm
rushing.
saying what year was?
Oh, it was 2008 to 2017. So only
Okay,
9 years.
just curious.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Tony Pollard
Titans, Cowboys, Tony Pollard. Yep.
for this one. Okay.
Dolphins, Cowboys. I feel like that's an easy one, but nothing's
I
coming
have
to
one
mind.
for Titan Bengal, which is Tyler Boyd.
Yep.
Rest in peace to Tyler Boyd's career after going to the Titans. Bro dropped off the face of the earth after that. Bengals.
I have
Dolphins.
Broncos,
I mean,
Cowboys, DeMarcus Ware,
that's a
Tony
good
Dorsett.
one. DeMarcus Ware is good. Tony Dorsett played for the Broncos?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay.
And, Broncos, Bengals. You could put Samaji P. Ryan.
Oh, dude. Let's go,
It's
Tony.
Kind
Keep it up.
Dolphins.
I feel like I had. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick. Did he play for the Bengals? He must have, right?
I think he did.
I know he's a cheat code in his game,
Yeah.
but
No, I think he played for the Bengals. Wait, what?
Wait,
Did we get it wrong?
no, we got it right. But did we? I think I clicked on.
Oh, I think
on
you
accident.
clicked on when you clicked on Johnson because it turned red before.
I think I did. When I was guessing that, I think I fucked it up. But we can still come up with one for Dolphin Cowboy.
Dolphin Cowboys. I feel like that one should be so easy, but I have no one. I have like a blank for some reason.
Because I want to say. I feel like Robbie. No, it's not Robbie Chosen. It's Cowboy. Fuck, man. It's not Jalen Ramsey. I'm feeling like it's like a corner. I want to say Trayvon Diggs, but I don't think that's right.
No, Trayvon. No.
What the poop?
I really don't know.
All right, whatever. Fuck it.
Jordan Phillips, maybe.
Jordan Phillips. Okay, let's see. Well, let's see. Show summary.
Pretty sure Jordan. Pretty sure Phillips was on the Cowboys.
So possible answers.
68. That's crazy.
See, I'm getting way up in this fucking camera. Zach Thomas.
Yep, that makes sense.
Wait, that's a different Zach Thomas. I'm thinking of Bernie Kosar, Cedric Wilson, Robert Wilson, Jeff. I don't know. Oh, Anthony Fasano. I know the name, but Alan Hearns. I haven't heard that name in a long time.
Don't even know who that is.
Oh, Jesus.
These must be old ass people, no?
I mean, like 2000s, 2015.
Oh, that's crazy.
Taco Charlton. We should have known Taco, man. We should have known Taco was gonna be in there. I realized I didn't even bring up the list because it's in a different window. But anyway, we can go back here. Thank you guys.
Byron Jones. That's who we were thinking of, the cornerback, Byron Jones.
Byron
Dolphins,
Jones or Byron
Dolphins,
Murphy?
Cowboys. No, Byron Jones.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Damn it, Tony. Well, it didn't matter anyway because we didn't even officially guess because of stupid Larry Johnson or whoever the fuck it was.
Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson. Did I guess Andre Johnson? Oh my god. Terrible terrible. Even though he did play for the Titans, but he was a wide receiver. So how could he have 5K rushing yards? Stupid. Anyway, thank you, Tony, for being here, doing this with me. It's always a pleasure. Thank you to our touchdown talkers for tuning into this episode. We really appreciate you. Make sure to share this with your friends and tell us what you think about our fantasy football predictions. Are you going to take our advice? Or are you going to fade our advice? Do you hate us? Do you love us? Let us know in the comments, and we will catch you guys on the next one. So much appreciated. You're going to see my fat fingers one more time to end the recording.
Yes.